Alright, everybody, welcome to the return of the Big East Spring season. This is very exciting. We are all happy to be back after the league was questionable because of the coronavirus concerns, but we are finally back, and we are back in full force. My name is Henry. You might know me as Sir Aaron, and I am joined by my good friend, Jacob J. Roundy.
What's up?
What is up, my friend? Today we have a banger of a match between DePaul and Butler. This match has been waiting to happen for a good amount of time, but we are finally ready to get right into it, and we are going to get right into Champ Select. DePaul has elected to go blue side, and so we are going to have them be the first pick of this match. With the first ban of the return of the spring season is Ash, targeting Butler Cowboy in the bot lane. If we want to take a quick second and look at the Butler squad, we unfortunately do not have All4Joy in the mid lane, who was unable to make this match, as well as our support player who won't be banned. So we have our sub Half-Laner stepping in. We have our jungler Renegade Mac moving back to the mid lane, which is where he was last year, and we have Master Game Alive, the jungler from last year, coming back in. Looking back at the following bans, we have the Ornn taken away from Viznoko, who he has piloted that very, very often this entirety of the season. We then have a Kai'Sa and Thresh ban targeting our Zayers in that bot lane. We are looking for the final bans. We have the Vladimir, possibly taken away from Renegade Mac or Viznoko in the top lane, and we have the Kayle taken away. What do you think of these bans, Jacob?
Well, the Ornn ban makes a lot of sense. Ornn is pretty strong right now, you know. You wait till level 14, 15, and then he starts upgrading items, and your team gets quite strong. I suppose most of the other bans are more comfort champions for most of these players.
Right,
especially
definitely.
that Kayle, probably not the strongest pick, but maybe one of the DePaul players are a good Kayle player.
Yep. And we see that the first pick, Graves, will be going to Reaper in the jungle, and we have a response with the Sejuani, very strong, tanky jungler. Very great for CC capabilities. We also have a Nautilus picked up for Half-Laner in the bot lane. It's a great hook champion as the Thresh was taken away. Then we have a Sylas and a Braum, so we probably will be seeing that Sylas in the mid lane. Kamsha has played a whole slew of champions throughout the Big East season, so most likely we'll be going to him, possibly to get those juicy ults from Nautilus and Sejuani. And then Braum is just obviously another solid bot lane champ in the support. Next, we have the Ori for Renegade Mac, just, very standard mid lane champion. You see that very commonly in the professional scene in the LCS and LEC, so that will be given to him.
Yeah, Orianna, pretty classic scaling teamfight pick for the mid lane, so pairs nicely with the Sejuani and the Nautilus.
Yep, and we have round 2 of bans coming out. We have the wonderful 200 years, everyone's favorite champ Aphelios taken away, possibly from King Amazing, which I wouldn't be surprised if that would have been picked if not banned, since he is so strong right now. We are waiting for possible bans. We still need a top laner, and we still need an ADC for Butler, so we could possibly see Alvarez taken away. Alvarez is a very common champion. Aatrox taken away. I don't think we've seen Viznoko play it too often, but he is a very strong top laner nonetheless. We do have the MF taken away, another strong bot laner for any ADC. And we have the Malachi taken away. Very similar champion names. And that is just obviously another very, tanky top laner, which Viznoko is very commonly playing those. We've seen him play Ornn most of the season, so taking away those champions. But we do see the Varus picked out for Butler Cowboy. He was originally a top laner last year, or last semester, and then he moved over to the bot lane as our other ADC was unable to continue playing throughout the season. So we'll see him on the Varus. He did play the Varus in the last match that was live for the biggest season against, I believe it was Villanova. He did very well on that. And we do see the Aurelia and the Vayne taken away. So Aurelia's going either mid or top. Most likely top, though, as the Sylas will probably be going mid to Kamsha, and then we have, you know, just a strong scaling pick in the Vayne. And surprisingly enough, the set was left up. And that will be picked, and that's an easy, you know, top lane pick for Viznoko. You know, Set is a very strong champion. He got nerfed a little bit when he was originally released, but that should be very entertaining for us to see him go against a possible... We see the Vayne right now in the top lane. I assume that'll be swapped out with the Aurelia, but DePaul might be pulling out some weird tricks. Who knows?
Might be pulling out the classic Vayne top. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, Vayne top into Set is probably a very good pick. You know, that sure damage into Set. And plus, he won't be able to step up and get any damage onto you. So, if ToxicQ can play that Vayne pretty well, which it seems like that is how this match is going to go. So we're going to have an Aurelia Braum bot. And that'll be very interesting to see how DePaul will actually end up piloting that. But we're going to have a spectator delay, which is very common for matches. So we have to wait just a wonderful 3 minutes. So we will be back once that spectator delay is over. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. Alright, we are back from waiting for the game to start. We are on the loading screen, and we will be starting very shortly with this match. While we're waiting, we can take a look right now at the rune choices for our matchups, and as well as the summoner spell choices. So, taking just a quick look, we have the Vayne top with the Flash Shield, no TP and no Ignite. Normal summoner spells other places. We do have an Aurelia with a TP bot. Sylas will be having a TP as well in the mid lane. Next to that, Jacob, why don't you walk us through any rune choices that these might be odd or anything like that.
Well, if we look at the Varus normally has two sort of builds you can go for. You can go for the lethality poke variant or the attack speed one. And as Cowboy did decide to go with the lethal tempo, he will be going for the attack speed sort of closer range variant of Varus. And then for the most part, some pretty standard rune choices on the side of DePaul. Apart from, well, I guess I don't know exactly what Graves normally goes, but the phase rush is interesting, I would have to say.
Yep, definitely. And we are, just having a kind of normal early game start for all of these people. We have a 5-point setup basically for DePaul and Butler. Just kind of making sure that there's no early game shenanigans going on. Just want to have a nice clean start to the game. And we do have some vision pings from Butler into their bot side jungle, because maybe just to get an early ward there in case DePaul was going to invade early, since that Sedge will be starting top lane.
Yep, just some standard starts that you'd probably see in solo queue. Nothing too special going on.
Yep. And so with these champion matchups, Jacob, what do you think the win conditions are for both of these teams?
Well, I mean, Butler has a pretty standard team fight comp, so they basically are just gonna wanna, team fight, get objectives, stay grouped, keep some dragon control, and some pretty classic League of Legends gameplay. And then for DePaul, they might want to go for some type of split push going on. They do have 2 teleports. Vayne and Aurelia are both pretty good by themselves. They can handle most 1v1s. So we'll probably look to try to split up Butler the best that they can in order to get some advantages.
Yeah, and we did see a little bit of a trading going on in the bot lane. Did see a hook land there from Hoffenator, but not much, just a little bit of damage trade from both sides. But yeah, I think that's definitely a game that Butler does not want to let it get away from him too fast, since if that Vayne, starts getting multiple kills, and eventually, you know, can keep scaling up. And this might be a very, very tough game for Butler to try and win, since the true damage from Vayne in the late stages of the game can be very dangerous. But King Amazing will have to flash away, has to respect the possible gank threat, but now he's getting dived possibly by the Graves. He's playing the alcove gameplay. We don't see this very often. Alcove gameplay is very fun. Visnoco tries to get the E onto the Aurelia, but he will be taken down by that Graves for the first blood.
Yeah, Visnoco getting a little bit too ahead of himself, and he wasn't quite prepared for the gank that came for him.
We do see some trading down the mid lane. Renegade Mac is out of mana, so he won't be able to do too much more damage to Kamcha. Kamcha's getting very, very low, but he will be safely able to back under tower. Maybe just stay for a few more minions. Graves still is in that top river, so Visnoco won't want to get too hyped with his gameplay, but he did luckily save the flash. He didn't waste it, so he will be able to get away from another potential gank. But that is an unfortunate start for him, as he did get the better of Toxic Q, but now Reaper is going on to Renegade Mac in the mid lane. Master Gamer Life is there to save his mid laner. Kamcha very low, but Master Gamer Life will most likely just try to, you know, get them away, but he is getting very low as well. We also see some pings in the river down there, as Hoffenheim will be chased by the bot lane duo of DePaul, and unfortunately Master Gamer Live will fall.
Yeah, Reaper just getting some 2 quick ganks off in the early game, already at 2-0, so it's maybe a bit of a snowbally game.
Yeah, not the best start here for Butler, as it looked pretty good to start, but then you know, Reaper just kind of easily walked into both the lanes and simply got 2 easy kills, since all of them were stressed. But that's a great hook there by Hoffenheim. We do see the shield come out from the Braum, so won't take too much more damage after that. But Butler definitely is going to want to make sure they stabilize, don't continue dying and giving away too many kills. Just try to keep building their lead, since that set should be able to, you know, be a very prominent figure if he doesn't, you know, possibly die to the Aurelia in that top lane, since, interestingly enough, Toxic Q was the top laner for DePaul, but he's actually playing in the bot lane, and he swapped lanes with King Amazing for maybe some kind of fun reason, so he's not doing too bad, as he's already gotten a kill on himself, so good job for King Amazing to, you know, play a different champion in a different lane.
Yep, always nice to see some flexibility in your players.
Yeah, it definitely adds a whole element to the draft process, too, if you can never, you know, guess where these champions were going, since you could have assumed that Vayne was going bot lane, but when we see the Silas and the Aurelia, we know something's going on. But Visnoco getting some trades in the top lane. He is low, but he does have the W. He might have to flash away here, as he might have the Q on the Aurelia, but he'll be able to just back off, while Butler does take the first dragon of the game. That is the Ocean Dragon, so they are on their way to Soul and getting that Soul points. Reaper almost takes out Visnoco, but he is very, very low and will most likely be going down as this wave is crashing. Aurelia does not land the E, but will be able to easily just jump onto him, so that is 0-2 now for Visnoco.
Yeah, not much he could have done there. Oh.
Did you see the ult stone from Renegade Mac in the mid lane? Kamcha will be going onto him. Does he have the W? No, he did use it a little bit early, so Renegade Mac is able to, you know, walk himself out of there, but almost still there to Kamcha.
Yeah.
You see another hook there onto Toxic Q, but they'll just be, you know, trading some damage, as DePaul's bot lane will have to just, you know, back off here and make sure that they don't continue to step up, as we are getting close to level 6 down there, so we could see some ults there from the Braum, the Unstoppable Force, as well as the, you know, CC ults from Nautilus and Varus. Great Q there, though, by Cowboy, getting some damage on the Toxic Q. We do see them trying to get that first tower plate, try to get them some more gold and push their lead, but we do see Reaper is level 6 onto Master Gamer Live, so he will have to, Master Gamer Live will have to make sure that he doesn't get too close there, but there are 3 people now in the mid lane. Visnoco is not level 6 yet, but he will be able to take down Reaper with a great, great W. And Kamcha will just make sure he doesn't stay too far and possibly get killed. But we do see a top plate there go to the Butler duo. So Butler is you know, coming back really well.
Yeah, Vix Noko did a great job canceling the Graves dash with his own E, so able to get that shut down onto the Reaper.
Yeah, King Amazing though, trying to go in, get a lot of damage. He still does have the punch. We do see the ult coming in. He might not be able to make it out here alive, as King Amazing will be able to easily take down Visnoko again.
Yeah, this Aurelia just a bit too strong for Vix Noko to challenge him.
Yeah, possibly not giving too much respect to the Aurelia, but now we do see another hook onto our Zayers as Cowboy trying to get some more poke on. He will run a great Q, and they'll probably have to stay a little bit safe as possibly both laners will just be able to back soon as the mana is low on both sides. But we do see another missed hook, but there's a double TP in while the gank there from Reaper. Cowboy most likely be going down. He'll be taken down by Toxic Q. Kamcha lands his chains onto Hoffener, and he will take him down. So that's a great TP and gank there.
Yeah, great play from DePaul. Just knowing that they had a ward behind so they could go for a TP and the jungle ganking at the same time means there's really not much Butler could do about it.
Yeah, but DePaul, after, hitting a strong start and Butler getting a little bit back, they are, continuing to push their lead as there is almost a 4K gold lead right now in the match. As Butler is just cresting 13K and DePaul has reached 16, so they are, a very strong early game, but Butler is not out of it just yet. You just have to make sure that, the set stops the bleeding in the top lane, make sure it doesn't, let this Aurelia just scale out of control and, take over the game. And Butler does have the first drag, so they can look to, look for the soul win, since we're going to either see a mountain or a cloud soul this game, as we have the Infernal Dragon up in about a minute. We do see the ult land onto Reaper now. We do see the hook missed as Reaper did have to flash into the red buff pit, and that would be a great trade of flash for Butler.
Yep, getting that flash out of the Graves is pretty useful because he is one of the strongest members of the DePaul team at the moment.
Yeah, we do see our Zayers here with Reaper just kind of sitting and possibly waiting to jump on as Master clears that ward, but they will be able to stay safe with 4 members there in case anything happens. Drake is up in 30 seconds, so probably both teams are looking to take this. Reaper moved down into his bot side, getting ready to take that dragon as Toxic Q will be pushing that bot wave. Take a look top lane as King Amazing has a almost double CS lead onto Visnoko. If you take a look at the gold right now, there is an almost 2k gold lead in the top lane. And in most lanes, there is a large lead, as we now do see the ult out of our Zayers. Toxic Q trying to get onto Butler Cowboy, as he will actually just take down from the 3 stacks of Vayne, as now Hoffener will be one more shot, and then he will be taken down. Kamcha, though, in the mid lane will be going on to Renegade Mac. He does not have the ult seal. Butler Massacre Alive is here, though, to try to take a kill back. Toxic Q very, very low. He needs one more hit. Reaper will finish him off before he can get that kill, though, so that's great work there from DePaul.
Yeah. DePaul with a nice play in the bot lane, and then Master Gamer Live not quite able to get the trade back.
Yeah, we also see another ult coming out from King Amazing. Vix Noko does not have the W anymore. Ults him into the tower and does flash away, so he will be able to live and have to run away from King Amazing, who will try to dive him, and he actually can't get on him with the Q just taking out those minions. King Amazing will get that E, and he will take out Visnoko again. That is a 3-0-1 Aurelia.
Yeah, King Amazing looking really good on this Aurelia this game. Just really making Vix Noko not look too useful at the moment.
Yeah, already has the Blade of the Rune King finished, and with the changes on that item to favor more melee champions, Visnoko will definitely have to basically play the rest of this game under his tower, which is already gone, so Butler is on a very, very, very back foot, as it's 10 kills to 1, and almost a, what is that, 7 or 8k gold lead for DePaul, so this is a very good game for them, and an unfortunate, return to the season for Butler. But Kamcha will be trying to get onto Renegade Mac. Renegade Mac will have his barrier to help him. He will flash on the Kamcha and he will finish him off. That is a great 1v1 there for Renegade Mac.
Yep. Nice play from him.
Yeah, he did have the bear to save his life, so Kamcha was not able to finish him off. Kamcha will have to burn his flash. And then we do see an ult on from Master Gamer Live onto Reaper, who I'm not sure who picked up that Rift Herald, but Master Gamer Live will be trying to dive Reaper down, as I think he actually did. DePaul did kill the Rift Herald, but Butler will make sure that they are not able to capture it, but they just back off and let them take it. I'm not sure why they did that, but they could have definitely kept them away, so that's a little bit of a interesting play there, but Reaper will just immediately throw that down to the mid lane as the bot lane is pushing them down to that tower, and they'll take off 2 plates of this as the charge comes in. You see a hook there onto our Zayers. You see ult come out. Toxic will just take down Hoffman. Visnoko is here. It says it's a 5v4 right now. Great E, but Showstopper is not able to come out as he is just instantly taken down from the Aurelia CC. Butler has to back away from this tower now, as DePaul will be taking down their mid-tier 1.
Yeah, Visnoko getting a little bit ahead of himself, not quite realizing that he was only able to go in 1v5.
Yeah, his team was not able to, follow up with him. Wasn't really in a good place to follow them, but that is, it's a tough game for him already, so hopefully we can see him try to, play a little safer and try to, show us a little bit more about the play he had in the beginning of the season, which was, very strong from him with the safety of the Ornn and his ults with the Ornn Horn Conan. But right now it is almost a 10k gold lead for DePaul. It is just about a 9k for them. We do have the Cloud Soul in this game, which is actually a very good Dragon Soul for most of these teams, as their ults are, very powerful assets for all of them, especially with Aurelia's ult in the Sightless Steel, as well as the, Great Invisibility and the Unstoppable from the Braum. But King Amazing will just instantly take down Hoffman as he tries to step up and possibly, get the 2v1, but Cowboy will have to play a little bit safer, as that Aurelia can just jump on him. Kamcha here is there, he will miss the ult there. Cowboy, though, is slowed by it, as King Amazing will just easily lock him up and knock him down.
Yeah, just some clean play coming out from DePaul. Not much for Butler to do.
Yeah, but we do see Tox2 now going in onto Visnoko. There is a 3v2 right now, as Rankin Mac and Master Live are there. We do see the ult coming out from the Ori. Master Live will shut down the Vayne, as Kamcha will TP in. We do see another TP in from Aurelia, so Butler is definitely going to have to run. We do see the flash in from our Zayers. Does land his Q, I believe, but won't be able to do much. King Amazing will be able to jump onto them. Visnoko will be taken down, as well as Rankin Mac, and that is a great turnaround there from DePaul.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate that the Vayne shutdown did go to the Sejuani, as you would probably want that on the Orianna or Varus, but...
Yeah, at least they did get the kill, though, yeah. Getting the kills onto Master Gamer Life will make him a lot tankier, but Butler's going to need a miracle if they want to try to, keep themselves in the game. Hoffman will have to go into the stasis. We'll be able to flash himself out of there. That was a great stopwatch, as DePaul was not able to capitalize on that. So Butler is definitely, going to have to, start praying for DePaul to just start running it down if they want to have any kind of hope to win this game, as there is, monumental leads in most of these lanes, as we have the 4-1-3 Vayne in the bot lane. We've got 4-1-8 Graves, 6-0-4 Aurelia. Silas is 2-1-3. Braum has 7 assists, hasn't died. So they claimed their second dragon. DePaul is well on their way to Soul Point. Has 5 minutes left. Will be that. Probably 10 minutes till the dragon. So waiting for 26 minutes to see that come up. But this is a tough return to the season, as there wasn't much of a answer for any of these teams, as if the season was going to return, since the C-Law season, which is the kind of like major season that all of the collegiate teams in the North America region compete for, that was canceled for the year. And so alongside C-Law, the biggest season was canceled, but we were lucky to get reinstated. So there was a good chance that most of these teams didn't get too much practice. They were either focused on doing their homework, or just trying to do whatever they need to do during this this pandemic time. And I'm not sure how much practice Butler got, but obviously DePaul looks like they, looks like they were, still competing in some seasons since they are, coming out and they are, already at a 10k gold lead. And now they are looking to possibly dive onto that tier 2. But we do see the out there from Massacre Alive. Ult just come out from Oriana, does not do anything. We do see Viznoko in there. There's huge damage from everywhere. Cowboy just getting free farm in the back as King Amazing now dives onto him. Flash out from Minky Mac. King Amazing will flash and get the triple kill and just completely take over that fight.
Yeah, that fight was almost favorable for the side of Butler, but sadly they couldn't quite kill all the carries on DePaul fast enough, so King Amazing was able to get in the backline and just one-shot 3 of the members of Butler.
Yeah, we did see a great, some great use of ult as Hoffman will most likely be taken down. He will be taken down by Toxq's Vayne. But we did see, some great ult usage. Massacre Alive to get the initial ult out, as then Viznoko did get his ultimate and he had a great showstopper, and we saw Cowboy just free hitting in the backline. So it looked very, very good for a little bit amount of time as all the health bars dropped onto Reaper, Kamcha, and Toxq. But the Aurelia basically was almost full health and could just easily dive onto all 3 members of Butler's backline and kind of just won the fight from there. So this match is unfortunately probably over. As DePaul will just be trying to, close as fast as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 20-minute Baron here, as we have about 40 seconds about to come up. We do have the Cloud Dragon up in about 2 minutes, but there's not much for Butler here to do. All of their carries are behind. Viznoko has been, kind of bullied this entire game. He's 1-7, and yeah, it's looking just really tough for Butler.
Yeah, Butler's only real hope in this game is, luckily for them, it is a Cloud Soul, so they don't really care too much if DePaul manages to get that. So if they can manage to stall until an Elder or potentially steal a Baron or something, they might have a way back into this game. But yeah, not looking too good with all the Fed members of DePaul.
Yeah, but I think Butler will have to try their best to stall the game, but with the how fed this Aurelia is, already on 3 items, she can just easily dive under any amount of towers and, kill most of the backline of Butler. So Butler's going to have to play this almost perfectly if they're going to have any hope of, stalling to the late game. But DePaul is kind of just sitting in their jungle, and we do have a ward onto both of them. Not sure if DePaul knows, they are just kind of dancing and waiting. Hook does land the Kamcha. We do see the early ult there from Master from Live. Cowboy will take down Kamcha, as Renegade Mag does get ours there. So that's a, just a great pick right there.
Yeah, DePaul not really thinking too much, not checking to see if they were on a ward or anything, so they do get blown up by, I think, like 4 members of Butler, if not all 5, so a good play by Butler.
Yeah, and I think DePaul was a little, thinking that, this game is basically over. They were pretty confident, and that might have gotten to them as, the CC chain there from Hoffner was, with the ult out from Cowboy was, you can't really do much when you can't do anything. So that's a nice pick there onto Kamcha and Arzayers, but there is still a big mountain to climb, as there is still an 11k gold deficit for Butler. They are looking to try to get into Toxq. We do see the ult out there. Hoffner will be taking on the half HP. Now Master Alive is being lit down. Toxq is very, very low though, as we do see the flash on from Hoffner. Master Alive is there. There's no go from the side. Toxq will take out the shield. Cowboy will be taking down the Vayne, as now Reaper is there to help support. Arzayers is now on the retreat. Cowboy keeps chasing them. Reaper almost taken down. Butler, Cowboy, great flash, but he will be taken down. Viznoko will be able to land the E and will be able to take down the Braum, as now Kamcha is looking there to try and possibly take over this fight, but Viznoko is still very high on health. Massacre Alive will be able to hopefully get some CC on the Kamcha, who unfortunately will be killing Massacre Alive, but Viznoko does have the double buffs. He has the probably Showstopper charging. Kamcha will actually... Oh, he does get a great E. Kamcha still lots of health with the W heal. Viznoko very, very close to killing him, but you will see the stasis there from Kamcha. Viznoko will unfortunately have to run away as the W there. Kamcha does land the E. Kamcha gets a great hit. Viznoko very low, and Kamcha does win that fight. Such a long fight there, but Kamcha does get the better of Viznoko.
Yeah, Viznoko so close to killing Kamcha, but that healing on that Silas W able to outweigh most of Ixnoko's damage, so...
Yeah, and a great, great use of the stopwatch there for Kamsha. Probably might not have lived if he didn't have the stopwatch, but he did get Vesnoko did get a great 2 kills before he did die, so Butler is clawing their way back in this game somewhat. They have made the gold lead just under 8k, so there are good things that Butler is doing, but the third dragon for DePaul will be taken, as they will be on soul points. Butler is going to have to hope to do something. Medusa come just steal the ult there from Cowboy and will hit him, but Cowboy should be able to run away. Toxicue does, try to dive onto Hop there in the mid lane, as we do see the Rift Herald being summoned from Reaper, as this most likely will be taking down the inhibitor turret in the mid lane, and maybe even an inhibitor, as Butler will have to back off and heal up, as they took a lot of damage there. Shelly will be taking down the first inhibitor of the game in that mid lane, as DePaul will be backing off. So there's a, just keeping the pace for DePaul. These are all great things we want to see from a team this far ahead. They are winging the brush, though, as there is an engage there onto Toxicue. He is going to be taken down by Renegade Mac with his ultimate. We do see the TP in there from Vesnoko, as he will be taking down 1 for him. He does shut down the Kamsha, but Cowboy is traded in return. So that is a 2-for-1 for Butler, and that is a, a great engage into the brush.
Yeah, getting some good kills on the Silas and Vayne. They really do want to try to get that that shutdown from the Aurelia from King Amazing, but they'll take what they can get. So they're slowly clawing their way back into this game. Although without the inhibitor, it will be hard to get some vision on the map and contest a potential Cloud Soul Dragon.
Yeah, DePaul has a lot of control in this game right now with that, as you said, that mid inhibitor down. Basically just, forces Butler to always have to be worrying about clearing the mid lane in case, one of those, Baron, one of those, empowered minions gets into their base and can take down, the Nexus turrets. But if we take a look at the gold lead right now, or the actually individual gold, we see, King Amazing with almost 14,000. That is almost a 7k gold lead in the top lane. But Butler has stabilized in some other lanes. Renegade Mac in that mid lane is up by about 2k, almost 2k, as Hoffman will be taking some damage there by Reaper. We do see just about almost a 2k gold lead for Toxicue in the bot lane, and in the jungle there is about a 4k gold lead for DePaul, but they are going to rush down that Baron, as the Vayne does so much damage. Master Gamer Live might not be able to get there in time. He does jump in, he does get the ult down, and he does steal the Baron! He gets the steal as he does get the early smite. He might be taken down for his effort, but that is a great steal there. You see the ult there from Kamsha, who just blows up other Cowboy. Vesnoko is there, he will be able to ult onto Kamsha and get himself out. But that is a great job there from Master Gamer Live.
Yeah, a great steal from him. It looks like the Graves smite was indeed down, so yeah, pretty simple play, but quite impactful nonetheless, as DePaul do lose out on that Baron.
Master Gamer Live is known for his smites, so that was a a very good job for him. I think he might have early smited. I think the Baron was about under 100 HP, and he got the final auto. So that was a very, very close steal. DePaul almost had it if they weren't maybe focusing the other members in the river, or were just trying to kill Master Gamer Live before he got that steal. But this is, a great potential for Butler to, continue to stall out this game, as there's still been just around a 10k gold lead for most of this game, as, Butler has made that go down to about 8k, 9k sometimes, but DePaul was always able to bring that right back. So we do see the 2 items come on for the Varus. We do see Stoneplate on sets, and we also have the Stoneplate onto the Sejuani, so Butler is doing not too bad of a job stalling out this game. The Orianna almost is possibly working on the stopwatch, not the stopwatch, he's on his Hourglass, as she does have the Spellbook. So if Butler can keep up the work that they're doing, there's a possibility for them to, get to the late game and maybe even bring it back.
Yeah, they are stalling pretty well, but the only problem is that they are facing a Vayne and a Silas, and a Graves, who do get pretty strong as the game goes on, so...
Yeah, we do see pings down into the river as the possible Cloud Soul will be spawning there for DePaul. Butler is hoping to just get in there, probably push him off. But there is still that entire 1,000 gold on King Amazing, as he still has not been killed this game. He has built 4 items for himself. He has the GA, has the Black Cleaver, has the Blade of the Rune King, and the, I forgot what the item's called.
Wit's End.
The Wit's End, yeah. As DePaul will be starting this Dragon up, we use the TP in there from Mixnoka. We do see the ult coming in from King Amazing as he does jump onto Hoffner. You see the E coming out from Mixnoka, does ult onto King Amazing as we do see some big damage coming in. Massacre Alive does shut down Reaper as Toxq will take down Butler Cowboy. King Amazing will be taking down Massacre Alive as we do see huge damage coming out. Renegade Mac will be killing Kamsha as their damage keeps coming out from both sides. 2 will finally be falling for the Aurelia as a double kill does come out. Visnoko does live, and he is trying to get out as Toxq is possibly trying to run him down. King Amazing actually just going into the mid lane. They're not even trying to get that Cloud Soul, they're trying to end the game. Visnoko does miss the E as Vayne will be most likely taking him down. 1 hit, and that will be the second hit for the Vayne as Visnoko will fall. And this possibly could be the end of the game. We do have not too long of death timer, so Butler will most likely be able to stop them, but there is no Drake take, so there might be 1 or 2 inhibitor turrets taking, not inhibitor turrets, or they might actually be able to end this game as these 2 turrets were almost down. Massacre Alive and Cowboy are here trying to get them off as Hoffner will be spawning up. As Massacre Alive does fall, Toxq just blows up Cowboy, and that is going to be the game. As Renegade Mac will be to spawn up, they're mostly just trying to, you know, pad the KDA, so we do see the Unstoppable Force coming out from the Braum. Pokeguard from Hoffner will be able to take him down. Renegade Mac will be able to take down our Zayers. Vayne, though, just hitting that Nexus. King Amazing trying to pad his KDA even further. Hoffner almost is able to take down Toxq as Visnoko now respawns and is trying to 1v1 King Amazing, but the Nexus will fall to the minions, and that will be DePaul taking the game.
Yeah, a pretty rough game for Butler there. They got a bit too far behind in the early game and then couldn't quite come back against all the carries of DePaul, so...
Yeah, that game was mostly on the backs of King Amazing there in the top lane. He was able to basically just bully out Visnoko for most of this game. And Visnoko was not really able to ever come back in this game, unfortunately. He did make some, you know, some great plays. In the later stages of the game, he was able to get, you know, a couple kills, and he was still somewhat viable. But, you know, there was just too many Fed members. Like we said, that Vayne, the true damage coming out from her auto attacks was too powerful. And, after that, you know, team fight down into the Dragon Pit. DePaul was easily able to close out the game. So, great work for, DePaul there as they increase our record to 7-2. Butler will fall to 3-4. But there is still more to go in this season. We have more Big East games next weekend, as Butler will be taking, I believe, 2 matches next weekend. The Marquette game, which was scheduled earlier this afternoon, will be rescheduled to that day. So there will be a big day of games there for Butler. So if you are interested in watching some more Big East Esports League of Legends action, come join us next week for more. But great work there from DePaul as they will win this game. Any closing thoughts for you, Jacob?
No, just a unfortunate game for Butler. They got just a little bit too far behind. They did play out their comp the way it was supposed to. They went for some nice team fights and got some pretty good engages, but sadly they were just too far behind to capitalize on them.
Yeah. So hopefully Butler will be able to, you know, now that the season's been, you know, fully announced that it's returning, they've gotten, you know, they have a game under their belt. Hopefully we'll start to see them, you know, get into some practice some more, start to, you know, work up and, you know, get some wins later in the season and hopefully make top 4 so they can make it into the playoffs, and we'll see what happens from there. But that is it for us today on the cast. Thank you all for watching. Like we said, next weekend there will be more Big East action, so stick around for that. But otherwise, have a great night, and we will see you all later.